first, Captain Andrew Hall, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you taking time out of what I can only imagine is an extremely busy schedule to join us and answer some questions. So kind of jumping right into it, President Biden's team obviously asked about you doing the pledge at the inauguration. What were you thinking? What were you feeling after being asked?
Well, obviously, I was very excited about that. I was very surprised, to be honest with you. So the initial feeling was shock and awe, and then after that, it was just huge feeling of excitement and anticipation of that moment.
Yeah, I can't imagine. It's quite an honor, and you absolutely slayed up there. In terms of the decision, right? You go up there, you recite the pledge, you sign it as well. How did you come to make that decision? And did anybody know that you were making that decision?
No, that was obviously the best kept secret ever.
You're not kidding.
Yeah. So what happened was I have friends and family members who are deaf and hard of hearing. And I just wanted to make sure that they were a part of that moment as well. You know, we spent a lot of time talking about inclusion and diversity. And obviously, that's something that's near and dear to me. So that was an opportunity for me to share that with people that I really do love and care about firsthand, first person.
Yeah, absolutely. I can remember being, a kid and, even in school plays, going up to the microphone and knowing that my parents didn't have access to what was being said, right. Just automatically simcomming what I was saying, right. So that they could at least understand what I was saying. Right. So it kind of made me wonder if that was part of what went into your decision. You were going up there thinking, people in my life I'm going to make sure they understand what I'm saying.
That's absolutely what I was feeling. I was not sure if they would have an interpreter or not, or if it would be closed caption or not. I wasn't sure. But for my part, I certainly wanted to, for those people that I do know and love, I wanted them to be able to to feel a part of that moment as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I know the community has had such a huge reaction to it. How have they kind of responded to you in all this? What's a lot of the recognition or the applause or praise you've been getting?
Well, it's been overwhelmingly positive. And you're the child of a deaf person, so you know sort of intimately how our community is and some of the feedback that you could potentially get. But for the most part, it's been very positive, very warm, very loving. Everybody was very supportive and encouraging of that. And so this is the other thing that I do want to make very clear. So in my home, obviously, I learned. My dad signed exact English, essentially, when I was growing up. So ASL I had to learn as I got older. And you know how it is when you're at home, you talk whatever language you talk. So I wanted to also, what was important for me as well was to make sure that I was doing things right. You know what I mean? So, that at least they could understand a part of it. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess the beauty of doing the pledge is like everybody knows the words, right? So you
right.
kind of take a little bit of liberty in terms of like how you sign it. I know I can speak for my household. I very much got emotional when I saw you signing the pledge. I know my mom cried.
Wow.
It was definitely a powerful moment for so many people in the deaf community. I know so many people, especially us coders, recognize what you did and are so grateful for what you did. And in terms of my third question, I know you actually kind of touched on it, which was a perfect segue. In terms of growing up, I know you have a sister.
I do.
What would you told us a little bit? Maybe expand a little bit more. What did language use look like in your home?
So now you're about to know a little known something that nobody else knows. You're about to get an exclusive.
Oh, that's perfect.
So, my father is actually my stepfather. So So I learned sign language when I was 9 years old. My
Wow.
sister was born signing because that's her biological father. So my mother is hearing, And my dad, I never even referred to him that way. So just to tell you, this is what, it's really odd saying it. But my dad taught all of us sign language. When he met my mom and was interested in dating her, they would write on napkins. So my mother didn't even know sign language. So we had no real, nobody that we knew prior to meeting him was deaf or hard of hearing. And so we would write on napkins, and then we just learned the language. My sister was born, and I don't even think she talked until she was maybe 2 years old. She could talk, but everything was sign. So sign language was really her first language, and then talking was her second language.
Yeah, that's an amazing story. I appreciate you sharing that with us.
Mm-hmm.
I know one of the things that we talk about at Coda Heart is how there are so many different ways to be a Coda, that it's not one identity, that it's a spectrum of identities.
Right.
And I can't thank you enough for, one, bringing attention to our community and our language, but also being the Coda that you are, right? Because there is no one way to be a Coda. And you are a beautiful representation of that. And so, again, I know I and my community, we thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.
You're very welcome so much. Thank you. Which is all the more reason why I wanted to do that, because my dad was such a wonderful man, to come and take on the challenge of raising someone else's children, and then to have the patience to teach us his language. He's a beautiful spirit, and I wanted to honor that in that moment.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, you certainly did do that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Captain Hall, thank you so much for taking the time out to meet with us today. I know you probably have so many more interviews to go, and as I was telling Sheena earlier, you deserve all this recognition, all of this praise, all the positive things that come your way. You absolutely have earned it and deserve it. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.